to this Friday's disappearance. It is the disappearance of Caleb Joseph Powell. And I want to warn you already, there is another Caleb Powell disappearance out there on NamUs and on the Charlie Project. That is Caleb Andrew Powell, who disappeared in California in 2019. The disappearance we will be covering this Friday is Caleb Joseph Powell, Powell, from Phoenix, Arizona on March 17th, yes, St. Patrick's Day 2014. His mother, Lori, will be the guest. And the title of this episode, maybe you shouldn't be surprised by this, is called A St. Patrick's Day Disappearance. What happened here is that Caleb, he had been in jail for 5 years, but he got out in 2013 and was living a pretty straight life. I've checked his criminal records, except for a couple traffic citations after he got out of jail. Nothing. That's been it. And he was had a job. He was living in his own place. Seemed to be doing decent for himself, living, trying to be a law-abiding citizen. But on St. Patrick's Day of 2014, he was up at his father's place, which is up in Surprise, which is like his northwest of Phoenix. He was up there with a friend of his and a coworker whose name was Kevin Banta. And Caleb offered to drive Kevin home, and Kevin lived in South Phoenix, which is like a 40-minute drive. I know these areas. I've been to Surprise, Arizona. I've been all over Phoenix. Back when I lived in Las Vegas, I had a job that took me down there. Well, Kevin got dropped off, but Caleb never returned. And a couple days later, his vehicle was found on the side of the road near a casino on Native American land down there. It was called the V Kiva Hotel and Casino in South Phoenix. Like I said, Lori is his mother. It's one of those cases where we don't have a lot of information. You're going to hear that although Caleb have a cell phone, we don't know what that cell phone information says. I will tell you that my assistant, Cherie, has tried to contact both Kevin, his sister, who Caleb was allegedly dating, and Kevin's father, who was Caleb's boss. None of them ever got back to Cherie in her multiple attempts to contact them, to talk to them about Caleb's disappearance. You will see if you go to the Charlie Project that the write-up is fairly long, but I think once you read it, you'll determine not a lot of information out there. And I think that's probably what you'll get from the interview as well. There's a lot of missing pieces in this disappearance, and I think it's because Caleb was a felon, and he's a 24-year-old young man, and the fact is that a missing person, even though his mother attempted to file a missing persons report after he disappeared, the police refused to take a report for 1.5 years. So those are all factors, I think, in this disappearance and why it is still unsolved in 2020. But that is this Friday. Caleb Joseph Powell from Phoenix, Arizona, March 17th, 2014. His mother, Lori, will be the guest, and the title of it is A St. Patrick's Day Disappearance. Let's see what some of you are saying. A little bit. Did the sister of the guy from Davis, Oklahoma that went missing get a hold of you? A little bit. You're going to have to tell me the actual name of the person who went missing. That might be a little helpful. I will tell you, I've spoken to some new people for the first time within the last few days, but I don't think any of them had anything to do with Davis, Oklahoma. One is Georgia, and another Texas disappearance, but nothing from Oklahoma that I don't think. A little bit. If you tell me the name, maybe I might be able to tell you. Kristen, can I email you all the info that I have? He went missing in 1975, but I thought it was a hugely well-known missing persons case. My ignorance, since I find it so interesting and mysterious. If it's a missing persons case, we'll take a look at it, Kristen. You know, being a disappearance that's 45 years old, I'm hoping there are some people who are still alive. I hope Granger has siblings who are still around that knew what was going on at the time. I would also say that I'm hoping that Granger is, my thing about covering children's disappearances. We're trying to stay away from those. So I'm hoping Granger is at least in his late teens. Let's put it that way. I'm hoping. So if you want to do that, Kristen, you want to send me info? Absolutely. unfoundpodcast@gmail.com. And I will take a look at anything you show me or send to me. So that's about it. Got a tourney this weekend in DeBerry, Florida. Doesn't seem like Mandy was in here. I know she's from DeBerry, so she missed me talking about her town. Thanksgiving at my brother's tomorrow. Got couple new tires on the car. The other back tires were shot. There was still tread on them, but they're just worn out. They had cracks in them. Talked about the Gala Shaper poll. Talked about how Sam Sherman has been found alive by a listener. Newsletter next Tuesday. The 4-year anniversary of Tom Brown's disappearance. Update episode number 7 coming out on Christmas Day in December. Talk to you about this disappearance in the news, the disappearance of Alan White in Dallas. He's been missing for over a month. And this Friday, the disappearance of Caleb Powell from Phoenix, Arizona on March 17th, 2014. And I took a bunch of questions tonight, which always makes me happy. And a little bit says, I PM'd you a while back about it. I will have to look into that a little bit. I will. I'm sorry that I don't remember. I apologize. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving. Go ahead, eat as much as you want. I mean, none of us gets out of here alive. We are on this earth for a very, very short time. Just partake. The turkey, the ham, the stuffing, the pumpkin pie, the mashed potatoes, whatever you're into, just eat it. It's okay. It's okay. Good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Cannot thank you all enough. And once again, remember to like this video before you leave.